Yeah, today we're gonna be reacting to the Appalachian Mountains, where they have like one of the weirdest and creepiest entities and spirits, and today we're gonna be reacting to them. The Horrors of the Appalachian Mountains by Winter Lavin.
Have you ever thought about taking a cute little hiking trip to the Appalachian Mountains? Literally cancel it right now. I am not even trying to be dramatic, but everyone thinks it's just pretty trees and taking aesthetic pictures. It is not. The vibes there are completely off. There are things hiding out in those woods that are actually terrifying, and I am begging you to never step foot in them. Before the dinosaurs, before the trees, and even before the Atlantic Ocean existed, these mountains were already standing. Welcome to the oldest, strangest range on Earth.
These are the horrifying steps you would face if you got lost in the Appalachian Mountains. Firstly, you won't even realize you're lost. It only takes one wrong turn off trail that looks like the right direction, and the forest can start to repeat itself every direction you turn, realizing you're lost far too late, which is why many have disappeared in these seemingly calm mountains. But it only gets worse from here, as the weather can flip almost instantly. Due to the high elevation of the mountains, clear skies can turn foggy in just minutes, making it easy to get lost even with experience. And if you think screaming for help will save you, the trees and bushes will work against you, acting like a barrier, muffling.
Bruh, okay, that's actually so not that's actually so scary and so like unfair. Like imagine like you're like stuck in like inside like the Appalachian Mountains, and then like when you try to like scream for like help, it blocks your like scream, it stops it, hey, you can't scream here, you can't even talk.
Means or sounds you make, nearly impossible for people to hear you at a distance. Or if you want to call for help and open up a GPS, signal is unable to reach you here, leaving you on your own. Even creepier, these mountains are over 400 million years old, older than
400 million years old.
And trees, not meant for humans like you, which you'll realize after seeing a
Pause, wait a second. 4 million years old, 400 million years old. That's a really that's actually really ancient. That's an ancient. That's an ancient year.
Lions and old roads with no signs of life, just silence, causing your brain to start playing tricks on you. Many hikers report hearing voices, whistling, and a weird presence following them in this isolation. Repeating all of this over and over as your body gets weaker, until eventually there's no trace you will ever hear at all.
The ending of this video is genuinely giving me nightmares, especially the part about the woods acting like a barrier to muffle your screams.
Yeah.
The thought of being completely alone, panicking, and realizing that nature itself is actively working against you is just so unsettling. It makes so much sense why people would start hearing things or feel like they're being followed. But seeing it visualized like that, especially with the weird, creepy figures appearing in the background, made my skin crawl. I don't know who needs to hear this, but whatever you do not go hiking in the Appalachians alone after sunset.
Wow.
This is a real video from the Appalachian Mountains. Step off the trail.
Don't step on the trail.
The Appalachians are so unexplainable that the people who live there have created rules just to survive. For them, hiding from a skinwalker is as normal as taking out the trash.
Oh my
For
gosh.
example, if you're out there at night, never go into the woods, and if you hear someone calling your name, don't answer no matter what. As soon as it gets dark, lock all your doors, shut the blinds, and don't go outside again. Whatever is out there, trust me, you don't want to see it up close. If you hear whistling when you're completely alone, take my advice, get in your car and drive as far away as possible. People in the Appalachians often say that giving these things attention is like inviting them into your life. You should know that the Appalachian Mountains are a massive mountain range and one of the oldest regions in the world. And out there, even nature itself doesn't quite work the way it does elsewhere. There have also been countless exorcisms in the Appalachians which suggest that truly strange things happen there. Locals tell
That's
stories
bad.
of possessed people and even
That's
cannibalistic
bad.
tribes.
The part about people actually having rules just to survive living there is honestly so eerie. I've always thought the mountains were beautiful.
Yeah.
But hearing all these stories about skinwalkers, mysterious whistling, And even talk of possessions makes me feel like there's definitely something really off about that area. It's wild to think that locals take these warnings so seriously. And honestly, the way the video describes nature itself acting different, there is what gets me the most. It feels like the woods aren't just a place, but something that's actually watching you back. If you're ever hiking the Appalachian Trail and you hear your own voice calling from the trees, whatever you do not answer.
This video shows the nighttime routine of a girl who lives deep in the Appalachian Mountains, and in that place, when darkness begins to fall, there are strict rules that everyone follows without exception. The most important rule is that as soon as the sun starts to set, all curtains must be closed, and every door and window locked tightly. You should never be able to see outside, and whatever is out there should never be able to see you. If you hear a knock at the door, you must never open it, no matter how familiar it sounds. And if someone calls your name, you should never answer, even if the voice sounds exactly like someone.
What? So if I'm like trying to like sleep and then like some reason like someone calls my name, like imagine this, like imagine like I'm trying to like sleep like in the middle of the night and then someone just like calls my name. That's actually kind of scary.
You know, and if it looks like your pet is stuck outside, you must be completely sure it is really your animal before opening the door, because many believe that creatures in these mountains can copy voices and appearances. All of these rules come from old local legends passed down for generations, stories about spirits and other beings that are said to roam the area at night. There are also many videos showing what happened to people who ignored these warnings. One disturbing clip shows a woman who left her window open and later saw two girls standing outside behaving in a strange, unnatural way, and other recordings capture terrifying sounds coming from the forest noises that no one has been able to explain, making many believe that something is truly hiding in the darkness of the Appalachians.
The fact that this video shows how people who live in the Appalachians actually have nightly routines just to stay safe.
Look, I wanna go get some water, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Some water.
Actually have nightly routines just to stay safe. It's honestly so chilling. I've seen some creepy stuff on my feed, but the idea that nature itself acts like a barrier muffling your screams and
Oh, see, my For You page has been full of creepy stuff, so I kind of just ignore them or just watch them. Alright, back.
Leading you in circles is just straight up horror movie material. It's wild that they have to basically shut out the entire world and ignore anything they hear outside, especially when it sounds like a familiar person or even a pet. And let's talk about that footage at the end, the way those figures were just standing there in that unnatural, stiff way. That is actually terrifying. Even if you want to tell yourself it's just someone playing a prank, the way they describe how these things can mimic voices and appearances is enough to make me never want to go camping, like ever. I honestly feel like there's something genuinely wrong with that place, and I don't think I'd be able to keep it together if I ever found myself stuck there after dark. Everyone keeps telling stories about the Appalachian Mountains, but this video actually captures why you should never, ever respond if you hear your own name in the middle of the night.
No, I just walked off the porch and I came out here to check on the chickens. I just heard... First off, I heard my name.
Oh.
Second off, it sounded like somebody was saying help me.
Not gonna lie, that could be his voice. Not gonna lie, no offense. That could be his voice, but either way, this could be true or not true. But anyway, even though if this is not even true, you still gotta be careful of like the mountains out there, and yeah. Harry? Me?
If y'all live out in those mountains, you just need to get that saying tattooed on the inside of your eyelids. If you hear something, know you didn't. And if you see something, know you didn't. This is probably one of the more terrifying things I can think of, because listen to how clear That is. I mean, that could be right next to him. That could be right next to him. You know, I don't live out in those mountains, so here I am. I'd just be like, hey, somebody's talking to me. Oh, good thing I don't live in those mountains.
The fact that this video shows someone literally hearing a voice calling out for help, only to have it sound so clear and familiar, is honestly the scariest thing I've watched all week. It's one thing to hear the urban legends about the mountains being alive or full of mimics, but seeing it play out like this makes me feel like there's definitely something weird going on in those woods. I don't care how much people try to debunk it. The idea that something can just lure you out there by using a voice you trust is absolutely nightmare fuel. I've seen a lot of horror stories, but finding a note like this in an Airbnb you're renting in the middle of nowhere? Absolutely not.
The Appalachian Mountains. You know how like there's like feral people out there? Really? Yeah, cannibals. Yeah, there's cannibals and a lot of walking spirits out in those mountains, right? Yeah. But one girl, she did like a B&B, just like a little cottage, right, in the mountains. Everything was chill, but on the counter they saw a letter, right? I feel her watching. I know I shouldn't have looked. She was closer to the house than I expected. So say you're in a B&B and you see this notebook. So they're like, wait, what's going on? Like the past person that stayed there. Yes. And then all of a sudden, the last one was the creek covered the sound of her steps. The creek, right? Yeah. So the girl, she's smart. She's vlogging this on TikTok and showing all the people. She looks out, and outside is a creek.
Creek?
And past the creek is a little like cabin or like
creek
those trailers. And that night specifically, it was open. Like the light was open. So obviously that note is talking about whatever's happening over there. Right? They go to bed, right? And the dad was like, no, we're staying here. We already paid for the B&B. The first victim was the dad. Dad wakes up. He smells like, he said it was the worst smell he smelled in his life. Coming from the window. In the morning, right beside their car when they were about to leave, was a comb with very old hair in it. Also, stunk fan. So what I'm thinking is the girl from the RV came and tried to stop all the mothers.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad they dipped, and she posted a video, told people not to go back to the B&B, because whoever's the next victim is for sure getting targeted.
And I've not been to Appalachian Mountains since, so be careful if you go to Appalachian Mountains. The whole story about them finding that notebook is honestly so chilling, because it feels like someone was actually watching them in real time. The part where the note mentions the light in the trailer never turning to...
Good morning. I just closed the book.
Off, and then they actually see the light outside their own window. That would have been my absolute limit. It's one thing to hear urban legends about the Appalachian Mountains, but to have your own experience mirror the creepy stuff you find in a rental cabin is just next level terrifying.
People keep asking me,
God,
as a professional athlete, how do you stay at your best? Honestly, it's not just...
That's it?
If you ever...
That's it? Okay. Honestly, if it, even though it's not true or true, you still gotta be careful of like the coyotes, bears, and wolf. Yeah, is there? Yeah, there's wolf. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Now subscribe. Goodbye.